mami inekuni na nansa iya mandibonya odi nsemi ba wa ahoma do ye na engine komo nana yemo adwo
akrabo me so
nana boye nchem na afra no ho ahone ba na de woko adapt ni fi baby
akrabo me nkanchi tiefo ni ahwefo agebe wo hwe promise TV ene promise video ni ampo piemu awa eye gomwa nkwantanan ono ewo gomwa ewo finfine mantomu na aka mo no ka say there abesufo art say wo eye wutu be code police command one say so eye besma ko by awanya enfinu eduane 40 years na afei mama ya fa no eye say favor ata of the savior no me look at the 35 years 44 inside ashundimu na na say ka dinka bisa say answer wo anga boy also yemu ba one first born say oh infino akon anka bo eba bro si brabo for na yero nta for na chi na papa ina ho chi nta afra no stubborn academy or your class prefect I want to one more for stubborn papa say wa ka che na ontie on nti we se no so we sibim nie pa for over akwa na ta no shi pa menso akwa na chi ya na aka bo aye agro ho nta ka se wo yim ba pa na papa che mu say aye na 2 days na che akwacha akwane se oyiri na kete ma no won school na the statue fie into this statue na no okkom so akaya adwuma na oba na amna ka jene se ankwa no school ntam o tan ko school 7 o'clock no oko do school mo ba 10 o'clock e to an school ntam enti aba ne ta na se papa no ni bu fuye pa ya tan ko school mo tan ko ka sit na akwala no no mo anko ina che so che ma so no school e ba enta from school ba no papa ne ka jene se o fiachi na o ka che ade ya friend me say as usual akwana wakwesi bibli bio o ta say wanko school ntam so ka kasi bibli na ta point out for no first wa ma anka bo say oba go mu anko go ground so be bia ahemfu a wa shida na we see won na for na no po no awa che say we see ahemfu ni pempe for won mo ni say po no ko go mu anko anta na ibu ho no mo no ko pi mo won no say po no ganta enko mo na papa na do for no bu po no mo a che say bag abo na che say na abo no we see chimpa che say go back them no offend the attitude and animal our because cast away the two application way that is not just that change no no but for be one I change it for na for all the talk I took no ko the king of the man or my soldier for no room that for no din room 2 days it's maybe I need that all kwa kwa and you know our here in room one other chance I got to say I finish room 1 month after why am say 2 days only D come more am never check for the next year what check sampa about first no chinye we na ya why am the what machine we have picture on the bang or the machine to change ni mo to say afra no na chance so say na the bad the could the police commander for the photo media to ka check papa no na en so mo de to say ma me anga sa waja to sampa I want ka sa wa ba na so na so de yi anti no nanka what na so to free che mo say aw for na kwa de bia na wo bia che wo nro ni mu anko kwata ba no na che sanko da ma san mpana ne mpana delay ya ana ma suma che said wotu ade dem no ka se de portfolio sem e wo eye e wutu be kudation police command na ka ti laka bo asama asi e wo mo kwantana a che so 150 man to money
nana nsama yenda wase wo wa mandi bom na nyame adom o kira enyu bedi komo ne ya dimu nkyeremu ye pa eyunbridge ye mfansine yenda wase
anka ho so da se
nana mandi boyi nana nsa o gira mfimfiri man tam dzema ye no ka fada mensam ye bai
Wachinale na watche na breachable asantema titu kumase ye dum blue light ya store se wo hello FM achiri ho nyinala eja etomu a ahedworobe na sade ajamfo ene omanfo bi ejam wo mo no kwa na ekwaso aban mu mpanimfo enso so ekọ ho ene ne ekeka ho ana enam so e mo so afo he o meya fisam so honorable Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak ya wo no e ya asamase na chebe dwani ene ne mpanimfo nso ko ho eno achi ene ode mo bag apem ahanum anwa enaka ha nwotwe ene nsamana ekoma wo manfo no ana wo mo a atorencha mo no eto won ekwawi ache no manye yeso mo apone ma no ene ho nsamantin ho nsama beye pinso ama manfo otwe na se na abasa ebi ni dwomfo no eya adwen ebi so ni omo nya adwen woni asese omo de omo no abetumu bi eye National Disaster Management Organization NADMO empanimfo ena ababonten no mo bechem se de Muntaka ye no ne kwan so no pepe esanse atorencha m ne sisenya ye wade wo se animanimu ya wo ye e de boa nipa no ebi ya didie nti ne kwan so ene opepa mu pa na oyeye no ya efin bia ne asem bia eni ho.
Yesterday what happened, it looks like the public had a wrong perception. NADMO as an agency is under the Interior Ministry. We are the government agency responsible for preventing disaster and reacting to it when it occurs, and after its occurrence we do the necessary assessments and then come out with the reports necessary to guide government decisions on what is supposed to be done to restore normal life to affected people. And so our coming yesterday, for instance, was this initial reaction from NADMO as an agency, but that's our mandate. But the NADMO organization comes under Interior Ministry. We also know that our Interior Minister comes from Ashanti region and he has a lot of concern for Ashanti region. So he wouldn't leave us to come to Ashanti region alone. That is why he backed us up with his presence yesterday. But impressions are that Minister came to donate food items. Minister came in the name of NADMO to give this initial help. Normally what we do is focus on the most vulnerable people. There are some who can only eat when they come to turn around in the markets. There are some who can't even afford soup and other basic necessities if they don't go to the market. So when something happens, our focus is to immediately rush in and give some form of relief to the most vulnerable. Then after that, the assessments are done like I've told you. We have identified the people, we've categorized them into various classes, and they all have their needs. And so this initial approach is to relieve those people who are very vulnerable and cannot afford.
Dr. Joseph Kuyon, ya wono director Emma NADMO nenene no.
Na ene dada kan kwanhye bi si wo oboase kumase kwantimponi dwa. Wole cheme de enyimpa anan wohwere wono kwa wadamu kwanhye no do. Nono ena ehwehwem a oreba lichirem a wole cheme de oye overtaking kwan bono do potoko sem wobaka da wrongful overtaking ina oti da munkwanhye be ya nyimpa nan wowu ya awerehosam a owo munye de abofaba weji oye abosum ensia eka ho bia anoso otore na indei ewromu awo oye ekwantimpon be bia nkwanhye si ya oboase kumase kwantimpon do bro no bia ho awofro odumase ena asemisi na unit committee member wo bibi wo omani mu electoral area Samson apia olichiremun ena say oya Ford car bia ni registration number oya GW 281-12 ena ofitakwa lebakumase ena okoye dem overtaking na Sprinter bia no so ne registration number oya AC 1794-17 orba ino oyini kwehye na oyini kwehye no o kinkray on the auto one ena sprinter driver no de kankanan otua na nanum e wonse do na olichem de Ford driver ne je oya za hona no so nana no kor otewe ejifiri ho a nyimpa bebre na so wo prepare adama bre wo konfu anoche ayeresabia woreje ayerehwe
haye odumase eye bibo amemu electoral area nukuru ba kwa ye frɛ no odumase eye first accident e di nka siye eye Ford ne Sprinter Ford no efiri takwa ebesene akokumase ana Sprinter nso firi kumase nso ebesene akɔ Obuase Ford driver no ye overtaking a koshia Sprinter no erashe ekoto ase o ma Ford no esa tani nani esa sakofwe wo Obuase Sprinter no muni pade nyame na yesre ne mpa yese obeje omo aka ne nkwa but omo wuo ne de too much ano dren na Ford driver ne so de ono nkoa ni nipa no ho kan apart from Ford driver no de Ford no muni pade obia survival Sprinter no number no so AC 1794 registration number 17 Ford no de adon for na be boa na ya twen akosi filling station bia e wo ho mo ye go filling station bia ɛwɔ hɔ nipa yɛyi wɔn mo asɛmi as a committee member ní ana mi fɔ so ní eyi wɔn mo a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa deɛ ne kotodwe deɛ abuo deɛ abuo deɛ ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa a wɔhene bi kura no ɔwɔ mu kura no ɔbɛda ɛyi ne bɛto hɔ ma ɛtam ne to kra mu ano ɔde ahome baako pɛ edudu hospital yɛsɛ ɔyɛ nyame
enti onyamfo Samson Apia owie no ɔkasa dɛ hai da mon kwanhyɛ si no ankyɛr bia ɛna ɔyɛ Kumasi Obuasi kwantempɔ no to brɔno bi ɔwɔ hɔ kokoɔ so ɛna heman kwan no to akwanhyɛ sanse wɔ hɔ biam nti wɔrehyɛ dɛ mpanyimfo mmɔdenara wɔnkɔyɛ speed rams wɔ dam impotem hɔ a na ɔntew nkantantem a ahenkafo wɔkɔ hɔ dam rɔbɛyɛ a wɔbɔbɔ nkwanhyɛ ho ban wɔ dam brɔno no do
accident a ɛsi in between akokwaso heman ɛnɛ de accident a ɛsi deɛ ɛna asɛm gotoa sɛ yɛbɛsrɛ Ghana government sɛ yɛsrɛ na highway wei deɛ wɔmmɔ yɛ speed rams ɛnte saa deɛ a owu a ɛbɛto yɛ deɛ ano ɔdene papapapa accident ne deɛ ano ɔdene papapapa yɛsrɛ ɔma yɛhia speed rams paa wɔ yɛ kwan yɛ so ɛnte saa deɛ a adehyeɛfoɔ nyinaa bɛwu yɛsrɛ mo aban mɔmmoa yɛ kwan ne deɛ mayɛ ama yɛ kama o yɛdam ase sɛ mayɛ ama yɛ but yɛhia speed rams ɛnte saa overtaking ne speed ne ɛyɛ mmɔ yɛsrɛ mo a mɔmmoa yɛ
Unit committee member wɔ bibi wɔ Manimu electoral area onyimnyamfo Samson Apia nenze ene yɛkati bi ɔrehyɛ dɛ mpanyimfo mbrɛmɛ na Obuasi Kumasi kwantempɔ no nkwanhyia no yɛmpa bibi yɛmfa ho
yɛramu ɛwɔ nsɛm foforɔ mu na Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama ene wɔne Ghana Bar Association yɛyɛ lawyer-foɔ nkabɔ ku ɛde ahyiamu yɛ a wɔde nsɛm atoto dwa ne nsɛm ne nyinaa gyina sɛ wɔse asɛ ɔmanfoɔ binom yɛnya timupo bi ne adwen bi sɛ na ban no ɛne judiciary no ɛyɛ atemu asoɛyɛ no ɛnti yie papa wɔsɛ nyɛ saa da na mmom no wɔ akoma pa ne wɔpɛ papa ɛsɛ ɔmo bɛboa ma judiciary no ɛne aban ne ntam kitawudi akɔnkan yie ne aboa wɔ man no ama nhyehyɛeɛ atumi ayɛ adwuma wɔsɛ na ban ne gyina hɔ sɛ amamuo papa yɛ mmara bata ho ɛho dwuma ɛna wɔbɛdie no nti saa nsɛm na ebi mu keka ne adwen ebi mu nya no ɛnyɛ saa na ɛteɛ judiciary no ɛyɛ biribi ehia paa wɔ man no asetena mu ɔman ne bambɔ mu yɛ amamuo mmara ne sɛ betumi ayɛ adwuma yi obi ntie obi fa ahodie so enyina ɛka ho bia no nti aban bia ehia judiciary na sa atemu asoɛyɛ no ɛwɔ wadwuma mu ɔmudi wɔ buo mapa ɛna ɛma wɔ mu bibi ɔbɛyɛ afa ho bia nso no mmara kwan so ɛna wɔde bɛyɛ nti nsɛm a ebi mo anya na ebi mo keka enya saa adwene nya saa koraa ɛna na ban ne na mamu ɛtie.
Government is open to working with you, particularly on our side of the political divide. There's this perception that we have a problem with the legal fraternity and things like that. I think that if you look at the kind of people, Marietta and all of us sitting here, we're not people who have any such animosity towards the judiciary and the legal fraternity. So our doors are open, our hands are open, and if you think that there's anything that you should bring to our attention, don't hesitate at all.
Mampani John Dramani Mahama semu se yata ene woni alayafo ko Ghana Bar Association ehyiaye ensema wode atodwa esa amammo mra anasa amammo a emra bata ho no obuo kase no wo ema na atemu adwuma no so obuo ma wo mo esa wobɛboa mo adwuma no akoso kama
onyamnyamfo Kennedy akompraku Japan enkan mrashebegumnya no ginam dema timemfa wo Asin Central abato nimpasuo no to ina orishe neti tafo de woma modinara nka wona akoma intu honi yem na opanyini etefo bakaya oyata onye Anas Areminya Anas enya oye insamka bi wo oye US America menmu a court batanmpo weye wa hyene de oye America sika no awotwe ontua na nkamfema Anas Areminya Anas nono ena in the day opanyini wefi oya America memu ebepo o man Ghana na nachitafo botwenji kokopwe papei wo no officer awon kran pumpuni mantembro no bi ofo hyesi no so papa yade akwa bansam de bro no pens o munya botel he no ayaza mankasa mefa afotu wom na inyama bi otete dem so ototoma hembro be ya motum ma komanyimu abrabom ntimon hye mo hode no sande obiara wetu no wansi wodo obaka no kware wo mamu no ohawo otedemi ino ofam
This indicates that you appreciate every effort that is making. That's true. So I would say that we should all stay calm. Nobody should worry. Because anybody who decides to speak the truth and fight for the voice and in due course you hear from me. Thank you very much.
Akomiensa edi akoma mampani ese yentu na de so na sansam na ba mampani so di ama council of state for ese omuntu no fo ewo ho na sansam no na yera afretua ye bo aba abontin be chiemu say sama bi mo atwara fa no ho no so be na no so no ekowasefua eni mpanimfo bi atabiri asam no di ko supreme court ya o so echiemu say sade yehye yete no kamera eni ne yenhu say emra bi wo ho sa se ebetuma ya petition de chief justice ese yenyi no anase ho nsam te senti no so wo say somra no ehwe.
When it comes to the determination of a prima facie case under Article 146(3) of the Constitution, the President is supposed to do so in consultation with the Council of State if the person seeking to be removed is the Chief Justice. And in so doing, the President will have to consult the Council of State, look at what they've received, and then come out with a determination of the matter. But when you look at the specific case that we are talking about this case argument is that before the prima facie case is determined, the subject of that determination, that is the Chief Justice, will have to be notified and her responses elicited before the Council of State can make a determination whether it's a prima facie case or not. I think that's the essence of the suit that he has filed. Each Council of State, together with the President, can make a determination of a prima facie case without first notifying the subject of that determination.
Enti sadia ho nsam etia medical church mu ni ayete ye no eye owura Alfred Tua Yeboa, former deputy attorney general.
Samu Sejata, His Excellency Omampanyi John Dramani Mahama Norika say na Omampanyi ni chiremu a Ibrahim Dru de wode oman Ghana yesese imrebi na yedutu oye koko ikwaye ho de se koko yeye koko fu wi a imrakwanim entum ntwan kokyema ahwe indai galamse anafo magudu ntu no insunsuando bona owo ewo man Ghana yensa ase ho a yentum nkoda ntu koko ngu yemfo ntu fo magudu olikyem de insasa a wotu oye galamse wodo no ewi a edi ye bibiara onyeye nanso ehwe koko wa edi koko hyefoma mfibeye eduasana nambore afibiara ebato atan nenya so omampanyi de mensem nyina tugo wa bra oye Ghana koko coffee inafe share nut ekuafo won inkabomu uku wode oye insahwe a osun kokra wode ko oye omampanyi na tena ekase na wode de masem no tugo no na omampanyi ne chem de ayo koko a yete wo man Ghana ha owonsunsun ado papa ye pa wo man yesi kasamdo ntini ya hwe ne ya mboko ko ho ban ne yesi gold nti yerutu koko egwa ojo hoba bro man Ghana dachi.
We have to make sure that people are not cutting down cocoa trees to mine gold. Gold, you mine the land, and once it's mined out, the land becomes useless to you. But if you plant cocoa on the land, every year it will yield revenue. Every year it will yield revenue. And a cocoa tree can last 30 years or more and produce money every year. So it makes more sense to leave that gold under the ground and rather depend on your cocoa tree than to mine the ground and make it useless to our children and our children's children. I think that maybe we should pass laws that prevent people from cutting down cocoa trees for mining. And so that's something that we're going to explore and see how we're able to achieve our objective.
Na omampanyini sane kasa no ase afia yomi afi oya impinu ni eduonu enum no ya afia yazere ba ya intentene na nsiesie ye pa ewo koko ni dwumaji ho na orichem de ba pepepe ba sa ne kira nan Ghana zikamu afi no koko bozika wotwa no oye nwan kasa headquarters wona atena ye ho nwan na wodi skan wodi bo ho ho bra wan fan sane fom ama wanyi nsunsun ado papa nwo koko oye ni dwumaji.
Unfortunately, as the finance minister mentioned in the budget statements, Cocoa Board today owes 32 billion cedis, and you're supposed to pay 9 billion by September. I hope you're getting ready to pay that money. That is all money that should have gone to farmers. Unfortunately, we're using it to pay debts. Production is down. Meanwhile, as production has dwindled, the staff strength of Cocoa Board has skyrocketed. I thought that if your production was going down, your income was going down, you would either maintain your staff strength or even reduce it. That is what all private businesses do. But in your business, while production was going down, prices were going down, employment was going up. And so the Cocoa Board ends up spending on mostly administrative and headquarters expenses. And the thing about the cocoa business is the bulk of the benefits of the cocoa industry.
Omanpanyin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nenzine yetse no mo alba yezabua emokoko ekwaye gine nato wo man Ghana menyi.
Okleme nuwe anoba sasakuya otosu mienu ye paramount chief ana wo man hene e wo yilo krontoto ye famansi mansi ahodro no ene mantam ne yen toto no obi antimenti ne ho ase e wo san hyehye no emu wo de nsami tudwabra Alliance Surveyors Association of Ghana omo ye omo afi enhyiamu.
National rulers to be packed and community landowners to be packed and to give their approvals. If these threats are indeed, they cannot freely or they will not freely give the opportunity or give their approval for this to be done, because people think that, yes, as usual, they are coming to collect our land from us. And as traditional rulers, we guide our lands with our lives, because our ancestors used their blood to acquire this land for us, to come and inherit it, and our children are also to come and inherit it. So if the proper collaboration and consultation is not made, then I can tell you that this initiative will be a difficult one to be successful. If we want to develop our communities economically, if we want to add value to our lands, if the government want to assess its taxes appropriately,
Okleme nuwe eni etene nkan na surveyor engineer Samuel Labidakon ya wo ye president and Penipada Alliance Surveyors Association of Ghana ano enso so mo adwuma no emfaso wo so pa wo ye edeboa e ma ye mpatam ye timitete ye ho aso wo ye nsase esam ho eboa empumtuo eno osade atudwa echemu se wo adwuma ne boa wo man no efika samantotoye ene ye mpatam ye die
land use and special planning agency, firstly from town planning organization. Maps na as I say, because planning no say on maps. Need maps. It's the why agreement say yeah license surveyors going to be produce maps. You better know me. It's a who you need and that you listen to say you need more kaboom. Now you maps amount. Omotini adia planning cities na Ghana nso enye baby afi unya ejapra ba unya yawe pa ka abefa le wo be planning that bibia epepe na ebe bo mani nya na yeso e go not there with street maps any bibia as it's a land commission for the mine license since many o makasa since o be ma o ka just so mutumi clampo sa ade no
surveyor engineer Samuel Labidakon.
Na a lawyer for one inkabomu ku one titinani penyimpa oda wana no merechere Ghana Bar Association GBA Maame Afia Gate ina oresre omanpanyin Mahamade omanpanyin bon ho mbotenara na omoa achemwo ku no na onsisi asenzi bia bebre inkanka wo Apa West mantem no mu na mami je damensami nyina tugwa wabra aloyafo nkabam uku no wokọ nsrahwe wonwie ya obehia da ban disika behyem na wetum na wahyewie mami Afia Gate ochirem de sadamum wei ba oboboa ma inde aloyafo bebre na wetum na wenya edwuma waye na mami lichim de ewrom wo oya tama nimpotem wo so a worisisi asemzi bia bebre ho anu so wonwie ya owode abanutum eboa na daminyama nyina kodo wode damansam nyina tugwa wabra aloyafo nkabom kodo mekire Ghana Bar Association wode insirahwe anum yedzen ko mampanyin na so yede welcome no oya itiru nkwa wo oya nkunyima afi otwami abai ya yatui odimu nkunyim ena wode de ma disrezen wode twenanyim.
Mr. President, when we assumed office, as is our mandate as a bar, we are to assist the judiciary It came to our notice during our visit to the Upper West region that they have an uncompleted court complex. They intimated that funding was available up to a point, but they required extra funds to complete the said complex. Mr. President, we think it's appropriate to mention this because the numbers at the bar are growing and so is practice. And therefore, the space is needed to ensure that the justice delivery system has the necessary amenities. Likewise, on the drawing board is another court complex which is much needed in Cape Coast. Mr. President, as a result of the effects of the sea, it has become pertinent that Cape Coast should have a court complex which would assist in ensuring that they do not have the occasional issues relating to their current court premises. Lastly, Tema. Tema is a real growing city and it has been intimated.
Entino Madam Afia Gate, President Ghana Bar Association, Nancy Yati Bra, Wakoma Pena, so you come and it's now what the one other says so was the two Nenim.
Openia Warhead Chesa Managing Director, MPMC, Sami Jemfi, Elna Wakwaka Sawa Bogatanga, a year Tifido, a Poyaman Tam Emu. Then some of the Atujano, a small scale mining, which you said they are buying air quetia, no more Cassetiano, a galamse, or more Munam Contrasi A2. No small scale miners, no, you are more concession, or more wanted to hear a Wakadiano. I buy better or Machipano more licenses and so, I'm more Mujumano. Yeah, no crown, I buy a Yanshaye. Esa wonu abeto gold no ya omu betuo no ewo eye gold board initiative ase so omo de aba no na chese omu tu a omo akoto afri omo ensem.
So when you give your wife 100 Ghana cedis to go to the market, you realize that the 100 Ghana cedis cannot do anything. She will be complaining. Are we all not feeling the consequences? We are all feeling it. So the reason why we won't ban small-scale mining, those who want to do it legally and responsibly, and we want to even support you by bringing the lines, by giving you training, by giving you equipment, is so that you can produce a lot of gold responsibly without destroying the environment. And when you produce the gold, don't give it to an Indian man, don't give it to a Chinese, don't give it to a Ghanaian who doesn't have a license, don't give it to a Burkinabe. Give it to a Ghanaian who has been licensed by the Ghana Gold Board, because that Ghanaian who has been licensed has been giving money, taxpayers' money, by the gold board to buy all the gold for the government, so that the government will go and sell and bring all.
Ora Sami Jamfi, ya Warhead Chesa Managing Director, MPMC, Nene Yati and the Bra with Shiam Penifobinum, Ewa Bogatanga.
Dr. Frank Aqua, or ye Apomedini Jumayenya. Oban oye apomedi nimu ayeresemwa odima kutini ye pa na Jokwa Health Center watchfo himan lower denchire krosin no mo fifriman tem asam na American ho no oye adwuma no na odze afutu anum yadzini ye pa dzirban bobu ne de womo wo ho mboten na wontwe wo ho famfiri inurban nonom ho sana de nchimba mu na moyo oman Ghana ne daache na Dr. Agre odidamensami tu wa abra ena warrior apomedi ne mu hwehwem wonyimpa ahuru wo mu wajukwa ono wetuana man mereche health screening no ena olichirem de suban ikurubi isu wo ho a obi wo ho a ne tiya ne yaw ne nan ya ne yaw na chiripa no ne nan kasa wakoto edu wa abra dati nyi biara ntwuro eduru man no self medication no say hey dem adenom osai kidney mechira wosrabon ena wo liver wo ahrawa no ena afensu no otum nyansusu ado bon wo wadwenem mechira mental health issue ono na penyili chira de no so ye mombote na yantwe ye no homfanfu no no na ole sha abane de dem ndu boni ya oye imbebu no wotu gudu no oya ata oye ndrubo na onam baby na aba no mahokwan ma oba kwan nta olsra aba no de nkoba ya yempa kwan bido na aba no fansi ho kwan na de mundu no kro omodu Ghana na kantama mbebu no kra wanya bi wanom na olse oye Food and Drugs Authority mecha FDA su de wombom potnara na ndrubo na oba yenu gwodo no wompa kwa bi de wonyin film no olse mbebu no ye papa
nti de bia meka se yanhwe ya ye nya daachi because ye daachi ni youth na omosi so no a omoba no but sisi also nduboni na sisi omati eguso ye hwa na ye si bibi de winim red no ati egu a ene mrante ne katese nyina no omonom a omosi ema omunya awode omutumi gina omana so eye edwuma nioma bebre sa edro no enya nsunsuanso ewo ya youth no sebe bebre na ebobadam bebre na enya eye kidney nyarwa a na wokokolebu a dialysis unit bokwa ko youth ni bebre eguo bebre na so enya liver diseases bebre na so efamu eye den youth no ye besere munti mu emfiso because say dro no enya nsusuanso bebre ese ye ndachi so animo say ye nyuso nti ye besere say abaima nani enkon ewo port nioma ye kra ye de ba especially drugs
na owura ye Betty Hayford ojina oya twifo Heman Lower Denchire Krosin opanyina ono no hwa pomode won sam do nanenum na okasa de wolsra abanara akaza awodi edwuma no dodo na ranyi ho na afa apomode na edwuma yefo nso awowo mensini mu no won ho swar ntoresha aban na nkwankron ndwuma na de won sha abanase de won bre mensini nsa aban mu na won bobo hwan na ma ho hwan do so ye pa
ho kesipa ohohen ni de yen staff ni sha staff ni ehu sapa afi say what woman ibiba ontena osa no environment ekure bien pet no eden okro onam the minti midwife say was sha nurse say was sha ps sha no benda ma for mizin ne hwe no onkodo papa afi nsunyama yezi edwuma nsu ebi nyi ho kakra wo de na small one onso nipa ye den ye hwe ibinyi dey ebi abofra wa wonu onya ahum obehi oxygen inyi health center bia mu ha equipment bi today delivery bus ebehi ebi afi empire dey ayarefo today ehi ebi instrument na afi ebi intime to say dey ankran obetuma abobo yen biara get to suffer on the one bobo hen Seba Chufuima Lower Denchira. District Health Directorate in Popebi Ebetina Crampo or Yasem.
And see, I assemble Papa Miss Betty Hayford, Ojina Oya, Chifu Himan Lower Denchira, Mensinumu Penipa, Onuna Ohe, Apomodinu Samoto, Ena Okasei.
Mrenumuni Morris Ampao. Elswa babonti be yi nsem bi edi ne nsama woka wo chemu nyina ne se John Dramani Mahama na MPP fo hu ne se ne hu pa ema wo mo enti wo be cheche nsem bi ne nsama wo cheche mu ne se ne wo mu ne se wo di ka be di mampani ni bi denti ye ka se suo hu ye experience a wo bi pa na Ghana fo bi nso penasem enti ne bo wo mu hu ese breaking the 8 no mu ndimi breaki ti no mo pe kwan bia so senka Mahama be free ho nti MPP for do mo support no mo achi ta nyina akota akwa brado fo achi senko ne Mahama me pere na ono meje franka no na ye hu ntia
Ebe ko 2024 no ye mu bi Ghana ma ye ne say ye mu bia na esuro Mahama come no na ye issue enti na Ghana ma ye boni say ka ye nyanka obadu fo contesting Mahama. If you move best guy, so Kwabadu for and Mahama dear is gone. Mahama dear, nobody will vote for Mahama. Mahama we need a Mekotogo. Niniana strategy. I'm young adopted to let Ghanaians know say, oh, Mahama is not the key. It's not the hope. It will be an alpha. And if we say, now maybe this Mahama yet didn't know. Maybe I just say Mahama didn't know. How? And the MPP were praying say Mahama will not get the race. No. Now come with the other person. I don't know the do Subaye and come with the crowd for Nkaye. Yes, from Mahama at that time because not all banner or the experience. ɛna ɛba wɔtena fi akyɛ ɛna fɛn so no mama ɔyɛ onim propaganda onim how to convince people ɔyɛ communicated. Now we were doing everything to ensure say mama ma.
Dr. Maurice Sample NNT.
Onyanyafo Muntaka Muhammad ena Muntaka Mubarak ena orka sei opanyini ye mrahye begomnyi dzimatime mufa wo asanwase abatu nimpasua no to na so na oye so afa ohwe efisamoto no ena opanyini susu de nkobaya yemfa empasua du mfanto oye famwa yetodo jambrobe ya yebotum yezaboa modum dwumeku no ahoho a wokom no wetum na wadaboa hwan opanyi ichemu de dem adwenkyerei ne ho behia da yanyina ebobobo hu yeza atum dam roba ya inde impofrum oye dwumadi bisa wetum na wadaboa na ose inde se yerutu impofrum ho anomontu na yadaboa japade ina sika ina nkwanko bana se yetimemufui ode yanyina ye yafamade nisa sunti ono orobo modina no za ko cabinet na wetum na wachede in impeswa 9 fangwa ya to wo manu du bia no liter bia no impetwa du liter bia was about to do na fire service woni dwumaja wagin was aboa mnyamfo Muntaka lichiem dem ofi oya afia otwomi October na bosumi besi dem afi February ne bosumi ne mu na dem abro no na chedo oya dry season a ewia no boye pa nsunto na ma oye wonwon de ide biara ijembo michira ijasiso enkonkonkonkonkonko eduonum 50 ina de biara osi enti no be hia de yebotu dem anamo na za bodum jadwuma yeko no na hono dwuma a wodi no wa konkane yenya fire tenders bebre.
Let me admit that since I became Minister of Interior, I was shocked to realize that during the peak period, that's from October to February, we have an average of 50 fires a day across our country. It means that we are just burning our economy because these things are very devastating to people. You will never know until it gets you. Two, I mean, you go to almost all our workplaces, fire and safety officers, nobody trains them. I'm going to insist that you cannot take workers until they go through fire training. That's not the new measure that we believe that one we put in place is going to help into the future because we cannot have a situation where the country just keeps burning that way. And now all of us need to also make a contribution. And the way to make the contribution, in my view, I'm doing a paper to cabinet that look, the fuel that we buy, let's dedicate just 10 pesos per liter just for fire. Make sure that we have a dedicated fund to be able to be changing this equipment. When we do that, I'm sure it's going to help.
And you know, also afa ohwe efi samoto oyiminyafo Muntaka Mubarak nenze ene yeti no obaya yebotum ya aboa madum jadwuma yeko no wono dwumaji akonkan
Kasiaba yadu so no eye krate free Ghana Education Service o man enwomasua ye enede aba eye all regional directors of education rescheduling of reopening date for single track schools na ehon sam no ntu e kwa mamanchamu akwanche for mpanimfo a omoda enwomasua ye ano ni nyina no ye sakraye foforo maye omo kwa single track ni bo mo de school ni ye nchemu enye gold ni green ne ne ka ho no aha omo so omasesa date no na management anase mpanimfo omo hwe so Ghana Education Service and say omo de to her say school mpanimfo omo da single track schools no senior high ni senior high technical schools no enyina enim as a single track for ne die mpanimfo asesa date na mo di bi school no ekọ forisi oboso me de to so aduonu miensa emfie mpino ne aduonu num 23rd April 2025 and a single track for no omo ebebi school enti krata yi ba bonte no regional directors of education education akwanchefo a omoda mantam ahodro no ano no empanifo asamonhwe esamodi amane bowei ebema school empanifo a omoda single track senior high and senior high technical schools no enso anu no matimi ama awofo ne ahwefo enso so aso ate school fo no anso aso betu bie so mo bebie school single track for no 23rd April 2025 na omo ebebie school for risu obosome da toso aduonu enum na sadia nkaibon ne krata no ebaaye no Prince C Ajemadua wono ye director schools and instruction division na wasan ediama director general wo Ghana Education Service
Chief Justice Oman Yambra Inyimnyi Oye Atentini Penyin Oye Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono Ena Watro Krata Atenten Oze Akama Oman Penyin Mahamade Oman Penyin Mahama Momma Jinara Na Indide Assembly Oboto Gwade Nkrofubi Watro Krata Wozi Tiana Kama Oman Penyin De Enka Onhe Na Wonyi Anu Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono Infamfru Hono Oman Penyin Momma Jinara na omano copy na ono so nkan na anu ya osafata no onfa embra no ena mami otro krata no olichime de oman nembra kunyi na omampanyin lutu anamon bi krata no baka nse no oza aka ma oye council of state osane de mbra ne kire de petition bi otedam oba odo omampanyin okwaji council of state fo hona adwenkyere no na mami leka de dembra ono mampanyin oze nkrata ne za kama council of state oje hona adwenkyere ne hu behia de in the day oman yamra kunyin article 146/7 osade owode oma anu nso no chief justice Gertrude Tokono nso copy no nso kan na anu yi bi wo hɔ a anu so wetum na weyi odze amahwan
Yakwa homa so ni ane Councillor Collins Bonsu wono principal Purpose Discovery Foundation College ya Edum Hapa Road wono a founder and leader Holy Calling Ministry enso emu ya ne ebedi nkomo Ghana man tio na watwe awie ye no na etwam obanembo some no akọ awie ye na brese eduru ye ne yese wo man ba pa bia ehu na sede ne na sede ya sa wo ye edeboa wo man no enti council abebo ni nyina tofa ede amayen ese de akura ne hia ese wo your man pa uhu wasede na wudi so ede ye adwuma council Christ asumdwe nka wo
amen enka munya nso obafia ya ko papa bi
council ti asamne de tiawa na me di kan ede tu dwa no ye ka se oman hu wasede ese oman bapa na edi so ye ho adwuma bo ho bra ekwan be no bi be fa so na watimi ayade e beka se we do your responsible citizen
yo meda wase mamenchia ayofo nyina na Promise TV Promise Radio 102.7 so they would to down on the Ghana month of March ya fufida ya hu bia and today is the last day of the Ghana month ya pese nyina yetu ya hufo se bitimi ayo mabapa the plan be so and the befa so ayo mabapa mafia ye ka omaya emundipa na eye ema omaya ndi se ye ka aban so a won se me ka oman na aban ye ka aban so a e ampimpi ye fa na amanyofo a ye de omano amamu asha wonsa nanso se uhemu pa yeka amanzo nipa ehumuni na yeke hukumu ya aman yewla PV Oben of blessed memory hasna okasin bi se the consolidated or the collective success of each one of the citizenry of Ghana becomes the success of the nation. Because you can't couldn't give ni obia what you mamu. You couldn't give bumwa and not let me ya bumwa and no and the brother on mine impeja and now man impuntu. And you bet your mama pa a with our mindset, our attitude, just say, yeah, they're about to say. Hey, sir, me so bamfa so. Ama me mpuntuo and the cabo mo be mo Ghana aye say oman atumpon dia. And yes me ma me mpuntuo hu ya me. It say me tumpon a it say oman no so atumpon. Na afia on say abrabom no ye fe personal growth and development. Say ubenya mpuntuo e wa setremu ubenya nkankro. Ndi ya nsesere na me pese me sika sem tumpon pese adwuma tumpon pese mafum dire tumpon pese me honhom enyine so tumpon a ɛyɛ sɛ yɛn hyehyɛ so fa sɛ mepɛ sɛ meyɛ ɔma bata ɛsɛ mebusa wo mebusa ahwɛfoɔ ɛne atiefoɔ sɛ wɔn na ahyɛ daa ayɛ hyehyɛ sɛ 2025 yɛ yɛwura mu a yɛwɔ Ghana manti wɔyɛ hyehyɛ sɛ mepɛ sɛ mesikasɛm yɛye mepɛ sɛ maware yɛye mepɛ sɛ madwuma yɛye na wɔyɛ sɛ mepɛ sɛ meyɛ ɔma bata afia mebusa wo mehyɛ da yɛ saa matwerɛ toɔ sɛ mepɛ sɛ I want to be a responsible citizen.
You went to me and Yabidiana also. Councillor, may chair say you went to me and Yabi, but and also.
That's it. And then, you just platform the series so appear now for say. Ma, Yankasa say, one man, and ye, Ma, Yankasa say, my Ghana, you're putting for the example. Another team for will be our papa, will be our general. Other way at the Tibia, you will move as a Tibiano Bessasa. That's a young assessor. And that you must be the change you want to see in your nation, you want to see in your community, you want to see in your family. And so somehow, a power Bushendi, and so somehow. Opposite Patamuno. It's not about woman. You have to be the change. It is a maybe that the change. Now, so young answer Sana. Who wants a memo man of wine? Last week, was that man near wine? Now they can be far. Yes, sir. I say, you can't say.
Hello, Councillor. Of coffee bonsu. Where just a councillor can't lie na 7 line on the sono at Sumuno. Councillor Bonsu. Hello. Abusa for your guso share a science a Becca Councillor Bonsu. Now Wabetra saw my uncle book or banner, just say Yatron Commons and Wabanti Yanshe. Hello, Councillor. Hello, Councillor Bonsu.
But that's it. Maybe I'm going to ensure talk a cranty minutes a lot.
I trust you.
Yo, now, okay, no, last week, one, Jawsa Jama, or Toto, and some mammy. Now, they cut it. Under the principle of patriotism. And that's never said, yes, sir. Ghana blaster, what there. In the person, in effect. Now, so I was here to the patches of my betting pudding. That's your man, yes, I said before. Now, no Madagascar for Yanko. And I was here in a couple. As you can Genesis chapter 11, the Tower of Babel, and for 4 more years, Jim Cossack, or Mubasia Bansuaka, or Yanko Power. No more Yahoo one. One more 2 son of one. Yamel was small. Hey, and Professor was your come. No matter back would be beyond me, see on one side. You dear so many to the bed. Now, what I am and papa, motivation to Mupanan yet. Almost all we see about soccer can have one over there. Wow. If you gather for it, you who tear me or have me catch who near be. Now, my gun, the tomb power. I haven't moved in the power. And the young son now can't say, and here what I almost said. I think the ano, Mayor Mama said. Pata was here. The sense, indication of being a responsible citizen. We were going to put them here, message on Chia. Some of the means I will be used to car. We took the car and them on the Mafia. As a ship, no macro, 1 Chia, or 4 behind Jackie. What more? I'm in Canada. I said, that's why your mama. It's your mama budget. That piano, maybe I will what development my we young. You know, you are. You are piano, man, a tomb. Who said, no, sir, I can pack. That's your sergeant pack. And a cat that's all my God. After 69 years of independence, my master or man of 84, 18. There can you say, young say, I don't want your mama. She out to walk. She out to imagine that will be ready. Maybe I saw area, what did I say? My man. and you accept. They will be answer. What can you say? Tona what can, but for this man or Mangana from into my pepper. Now the song pack, that's all your mamma. And the Munyama say, I'm going to go, Madame Afia.
Yes, so yeah, that's a brain into young fancy. Hanom Abusiafo Councillor Collins Bonsu Purpose Discovery Foundation College where Doom Hapa Road ono eneda ano ye bre no aso asetem nkomo eba abetua so Korea ne semu ma Jimmy Cliff eboa no dusi pokuya afi achi na Sly Kofi Joe omo ewo seven room a omo boa na Philip na Christian Ben any entrywa and so several MCL Elsro Priscilla and now Papa Priscilla and no ever some more. Mimi de Maame Afia Nyarko Papa be and
Uncle Ebo Biney.
Promise News. Promise Radio. Promise